Most people think that once you go through a spiritual awakening, you have to leave everything behind, your career, your ambitions, even the way you once made money. I used to think that too. When I awakened, I walked away from everything. My job, my career, the thing I had worked over a decade to build, because I couldn't see how it could ever align with the new version of me. It felt impossible, like I had crossed a bridge I could never go back over. But after years of struggling, of feeling stuck in a cycle of lack, I realized something that completely changed my reality, a truth that no one tells you about awakening. You don't have to reject your past to align with your future. Today, I'm going to break the illusion that keeps so many people trapped in struggle after awakening. And by the end of this video, you'll understand how to integrate everything you once had into a new, aligned version of yourself without going backward. Because the truth is, awakening is not about leaving everything behind. It's about choosing how you engage with it from a place of alignment. Stay until the end, because this realization will shift everything for you. Let's start with why awakening makes you want to leave everything behind. The moment you awaken, you start to see the cracks in your reality. You recognize that the job you had, the relationships, the goals you chased, it was all built on an old version of yourself that was conditioned by society, expectations, and survival mode. So naturally, when you wake up to a higher truth, everything that doesn't align with that feels unbearable. It's like you're standing in a life that no longer fits. For me, that meant walking away from a career I had spent years building, one that took extreme dedication, hard work, and sacrifice. But when I awakened, I couldn't see how it fit into the life I wanted. The problem is, most of us don't walk away with a plan, we just walk away. And that's where the struggle begins. Now let's discuss the reality of spiritual awakening and financial struggle that hits many of us. Here's the part no one tells you about. Most people who awaken go through a period of financial struggle. Because we believe we can't return to the old ways of making money, but we haven't yet figured out how to create abundance in a new way. For years, I lived in poverty. I had no idea how to bridge the gap between who I was and who I had become. But then I realized something that shifted everything. Just because I left my career behind didn't mean the career itself was the problem. It was how I had engaged with it before awakening that was misaligned. That's when I knew I didn't have to reject my past. I could integrate it. And the moment I did, everything changed. Going back doesn't mean going backward. That's what I kept failing to realize. The biggest fear people have after awakening is that if they go back to something from their past, they will regress, that they'll fall into old patterns, old ways of thinking, old energies. But here's the truth. You are not the same person anymore. When you return to something with new awareness, new energy, and new alignment, you interact with it in a completely different way. Before awakening, I was working from survival, from lack. I was chasing success because I thought I had to. After awakening, I learned how to work from alignment. I realized I could show up to my career in a completely different way. I set boundaries. I chose my clients. I worked on my terms. And because of that, I was more successful than I had ever been before. So how do you know if it's time for you to go back and integrate what you once walked away from? Ask yourself these questions. Number 1. Does the idea of returning feel like expansion, not contraction? If thinking about your past career brings up dread or anxiety, it may still be misaligned. But if you feel excitement, curiosity, or new possibilities, it may be time to reintegrate. Number 2. Are you engaging with it differently than before? Before, you may have worked from obligation or burnout. Now you're choosing from a place of empowerment and alignment. Number 3. Can you redefine your role and how you operate? You don't have to go back the same way you left. You can restructure, work on your own terms, and create from a new foundation. If you can say yes to these, you are ready to integrate your past into your new aligned reality. Your past is a resource, not a prison. This is what I wish someone had told me years ago. Everything you have ever done, learned, and built is still a part of you. Your past career, your skills, your knowledge, it was never wasted. You don't have to start over from nothing. You just have to learn how to engage with it in a new way. I walked away thinking I could never return. But I came back, and I'm better than ever. And so can you. If you're feeling stuck between your old life and the new version of you, this is your sign that you don't have to choose one or the other. You can take everything you once built and bring it into this new reality. Because the truth is, awakening doesn't take anything away from you. It gives you the power to do things differently. What was your biggest takeaway from this video? Have you been struggling with bridging the gap between your past career and your awakened self? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your experience. If this video resonated with you, make sure to subscribe because I'm creating more content like this to help you align with your highest self, manifest your dreams, and navigate awakening with ease. And as always, shift your frequency, shift your reality. With Quantum Vibes.